Well, guys, the season has begun. The holidays are almost here. Hi, and welcome back to another Rhodes Garden DIY tutorial. This project is a table scape. We have a fall design for you, and then I'll show you how you can convert with those pretty much same materials into a Christmas version. If you purchased a kit, you should have received some fall leaves, some votives, whether they're gold, silver, clear glass, or you could use baby food jars or these leftover yogurt glass containers that you just couldn't throw away because they could be good for something. But first we're going to do the flower portion. So let's get to it. You received a bouquet of flowers with your kit. This is a simple formula for 3 votive vases, small cups. If you want to do 6 and you have 6, then you can do this, 2 times. So what you will need is 1 spray rose. I'll line these up like this. 1 spray rose, 1 alstroemeria, 1 full-size rose. Then you will have some greens, some sort of filler, and 2 stems of mum. So each vase, the focal flower will be the rose, the alstroemeria, and the spray rose, and then we're going to fill in with the other guys. So we're going to section this up, pull the dead off, and just put a couple florets with each stem, and each pile is going to be its own separate vase. Some mum stems have more on them, some have less. Pick whatever pleases your eye. You don't need much. And then I'm going to take your greenery that you got, section that up into small sections, and I'm just cutting it here and there about four inches maybe. This is pittosporum. It comes variegated and green leaf. You could also just use, silk leaves. You could use these guys if you'd rather. Just want to keep them away from the votive flames. Okay. Oh, and we have to take our filler. I'm also sectioning the Solidago up. You could also use Monte Cassino, which is a little white daisy. You could use maybe not baby's breath because it's fall, unless you're doing more of a cream fall look. You could. These shorter guys are going to be long enough, so we're just going to use those. Okay. And I got some greens in my piles. So as you can see, clean up a little bit for you so you can see a little better. Got our 3 piles here. We'll work with the first one and then make our way to the third. So we're going to try to clean off some of those lower pieces of greens that will be in the water. We're working on almost a micro scale here, not so large as we do on our normal arrangements. So I'm just cleaning off some of these lower greens that'll be in the water because that'll cause bacteria. We don't want that. Flowers won't last. Some stems of the roses may be long. Some of the little brackets of the roses may be short, so you'll have to work with that. These ones are shorter, so we can just work with how that is. And then we're just going to make a little bouquet with our flowers, distributing them how we see fit, filling it up. Little cluster there. And then we're just going to put it in there. These are great for place cards, table place settings. That might be a little too tall. Put that in. Yes, it's too tall. Take another 1/2 inch off. See how small that is? We are really working on a small scale here. And then we just put it in. Now you can, after you get everything together here, you can go back in and add some to make it fluffier. Again, we're moving on to our second one. Cleaning off those greens that would be below the water. On the alstroemeria, here, let me cut this down. Okay. On the alstroemeria, you've got a lot of large leaves. So we're just going to take them off. You could certainly use your scissors. I'm just used to breaking. Okay. Nestle that in there. Maybe put one of these yellow guys in. You can make these as full as you want, or as more greens if you want. Okay, we're going to pull that up a little bit, cut her short, stick it in. There we go. Starting with the rose here. He's going to be our main focal flower. Little solidago. 1 or 2 mums. Little bouquet. Cut that on the shorter side. Oh, those stems are getting a little thick. There you go. And there you go. As you can see, the one with the rose, because the rose is open, is a lot fuller. Let me clean this up a little bit. Now we have our scraps that we didn't choose from in our bouquet. So we're going to put more of those in to fluff up, I guess you could say. These little guys. Too long. Super short stems. There, see how that guy fluffed up a bit. Now, because these guys are small vases, if you do want them to last the weekend, you're going to have to check that water every day. or they will not last. Okay, I'm going to clear off my space here. We're starting by placing silk leaves on the table. Now, depending on how many pieces you have to work with is how long you can make it. But we're just giving you the basic ideas and a basic design. So first, we've got our silk material down, whether it's evergreen, whether it's leaves for fall. Then we're going to put our flowers down. And if you've ever taken one of my videos, I've always said do things in triangles. So you're creating a triangle, whether it's up here in a full right angle triangle or over here off-centered for those symmetric people. So there you go. Now you have your flower placement. Next, in your kit you may have received some cones or some pumpkins or some corn, or you may have gotten some extra things that you might want to see on your table. Maybe you have a favorite figurine. Certainly you can go higher. You could have a big turkey here as a centerpiece for your scape. I have this piece of wheat, so I'd like to put him in there. So I'm going to lay him in there. Maybe some some pumpkin, a pumpkin or two. There again, placing those in threes in a triangle. Some cones. And then, lastly, you are going to put your candles in. And now, what we've provided you with is just your basic votive candle. When you place that in, or before you light it, make sure it is nowhere near something that will catch on fire. And when this is lit, do not leave it unattended, because if you have like the silk wheat, the dried wheat here, that could be dangerous, and we don't want to ruin your holiday party, do we? So there you go, guys. There's a basic tablescape. Now you've got 3 votives, 3 lights. You've got some pumpkins. You've got your 3 small votive containers of flowers, and then your other pieces that you may have found in the woods, or you may have picked up at roads. The silk, and that gives you a basic, I want to say that's 2 to 3 feet. So if you have a large dining room table that sits, 6, 8, 9 people, you can go all the way down and do the whole runner. But this just gives you a start. And then you can do this 2 times, 3 times if you need to. And it really makes a nice low table piece to decorate your table. Okay, we're back with the holiday twist on this tablescape design. Whether you're using silk material or fresh material, you're going to want to put that protective barrier down to protect your table. We're going to actually design with the fresh material. First, as in before, we're laying our base layer down. Now when you work with the fresh material, it's going to be a little bit harder. You want to keep your space clean, but it's also, I think, going to be more enjoyable because it really brings the life into your design. Depending on what kit you got, you may have a coupon for like a voucher for the fresh holiday material, or you certainly could just pick up a bouquet at Rhodes in your travels. We'll have all the evergreens in. Usually we start that after the open house, which is usually a 2nd week in November. This you can build up as high as you want, however you want. We'll have our cedar, we'll have our spruce, boxwood. Usually we have magnolia, which are beautiful with the brown back to work with. Okay, we have our base down. Now next, we're putting our little flower bouquets in that triangle form. You may have some favorite keepsake ornaments. You can nestle those in there that you want to display. Maybe you don't want them on the tree, but you want them to be featured. You may have some sparkle pine cones, or if you're more rustic, some plain pine cones. Put those in there. Mix the two. However you may want it. You may want some ribbons in there. Certainly put some ribbon throughout. And when the ribbon is wired, you can just curl that up and create a cute little holiday spiral on that. Lastly, let's put this guy in here. Lastly, you're going to put those candles in. And once again, I can't stress to you how much to be careful with these so that there's no material touching them or near them where it could catch on fire. Well, let's go this way and this way. And this way. Now, we gave you the basics for the design, but you could also put any candle in that you have at home. If you have larger ones, you can nestle those in. The larger candles, you can nestle those in here and there. We also sell these taller votives in the flower shop, so they will look nice in there. I put a couple cranberries in the votives. As long as they're not left unintended, you could certainly do that. That'll look beautiful. In a different video, we're doing the cranberry crush, which I know you guys all have seen this, but you may want a professional to show you how to do it. So we do have another DIY with this. But you could certainly put that cranberry crush design in there. Oh, he's a little slanty. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed this simple yet looks complicated design. Thanks guys, see you again.